If you're a man that's showing up as a lesser version of yourself, you're drinking too much, you're not being as active with your kids, you're irritable around your wife, you're watching too much TV, and you're letting these days pass you by, there's gonna come a time in the future where your family doesn't believe in you. There's gonna come a time when they stop listening to you because they don't see that your actions are getting you to a place in life that you're proud of. And they're not gonna wanna follow that same path because they might end up like you. Right? And that's the worst feeling in the world when you know that your family lost faith and trust in you. So if that's you, I want you to know that you can make a change right now to get back their confidence, to show them through your actions every day who you really are and build a real bond and connection with your family and lead them the way that you're supposed to. Welcome to the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Crane. We are down here in the Wonder Mouse production studio. Shout out Wonder Mouse. And today I want to share with you a term known as the zone of proximity. Now, this is going to be a really important message if you have children, if you're a team leader, if you run a business, if you're a man that wants to have a positive impact on the people in his life. This message is for you. You have to understand a couple things, the art of persuasion and how important it is to be an example to the people in your life. Okay. So the art of persuasion, that's just a term. And what that means is being influential and getting people to do what you want them to do, but not in a way that's manipulative, in a way that you know it's going to help them or add value to their life. So if you're a coach, this is something you should learn. If you're somebody that wants to be influential online, this is something that you should learn. But more importantly, in my eyes, if you're a parent, if you have children, and men, I'm speaking to you, or women, whoever's listening, but if you have children, at times it can be difficult to get them to listen to you. And heck, even your spouse, it could be difficult to get them to change their behavior based on words you use or motivation that you give them. It's hard, right? And that's because the zone of proximity essentially states that the people closest to you in your life are not likely to change their behavior based on what you say. They're more likely to change their behavior long-term based on your actions and the example that you set. Now, as you have relationships with people that are further from the household, let's say extended family members or friends, they're more likely to change their behavior on things that based on things that you say, as well as your daily actions. Now, as you get further away from you, let's say people that you have relationships with on social media, people that you see every so often at conferences, people in your business even, those individuals are most likely to actually hear something that you say and to change their behavior. So I know personally, I've put out videos and content on social media for a long time, and I've been able to influence and inspire people to change their behavior based on messages that I've put out. Messages about me being incarcerated, messages about me coming from a broken home, messages about me overcoming addiction and depression and how I did that, messages about the power of physical fitness and why it's so important to have a healthy mind and body. Like the messages that I consistently put out, I get feedback often. And people will tell me, wow, Sean, that video changed my life. I'm no longer drinking. I'm getting up and going to the gym early every day. I'm starting to watch what I eat. I want to be a better example for my family. Or, wow, Sean, man, I can't believe you went through that time in prison. You know, just knowing what you went through and how hard you fought to get here, it makes me want to be a better person in my life. Like I get these messages all the time, and these people follow up with me. Maybe some of them end up working with me inside my coaching program, and they really take action to change their life. No matter how motivational I am, no matter how inspiring my story is, the people closest to me, like my children and my wife, they're less likely to change their behavior based on things I say. Rather, they are more likely to change their behavior based on who I am and how I live. So if I'm constantly telling people in my family what they need to do and why they need to do it, a lot of times that falls on deaf ears, especially with children, because we're also the same person that's telling them to clean their room. We're also the same person that just grounded them on the weekend for getting in trouble in school. Like we're disciplinarians as well, right? We're the authority figure in their life. We also want to befriend them and we want to build relationships with them. But what I'm getting at is because of this, they're not likely to listen to everything we say and put it into immediate action. And men, don't be discouraged if this happens in your relationship with your wife as well. the most impactful thing I've seen change the behavior of a spouse is you changing who the fuck you are. I have men call to me all the time and come to me and join my program because they want to be a better version of themselves because they're on the brink of losing their significant other. They're on the brink of divorce. They're not having sex. They're not intimate with their wives. They have no connection. And very quickly, when we get them taking care of themselves, these men dedicating themselves to daily routines that build them up, that help them feel proud of who they are, that work on their physique, that work on their mental health, that help them to stop sabotaging with certain behaviors, their relationships immediately improve. And oftentimes, these men will report to me that, hey man, my wife's working out. Hey man, my wife's like much more positive in the household. Hey man, my wife and I are better than ever. Now, they are changing their behavior in direct correlation to what they're seeing in their husband. Not because he told them, hey, I want you to be happier. Not because he told them, hey, you need to support me more. Not because he told them, hey, I wish you would drink less, or hey, I wish you would work out with me. No, it's because they saw something in their man that inspired them to want to be better. Now, the same thing happens with your children. If you have young boys and young daughters and girls in your household, you better be the best fucking example of a man they've ever seen in their life. You don't want them watching TikTok and Instagram and TV and looking up to those individuals because they will if they're not getting that from you, okay? Like I said earlier, they'll hear things that they're seeing on YouTube and TikTok. They'll hear things that movie stars are saying and people in reality TV and all this crap that they consume, because it's inevitable. They're going to consume it one way or another, right? We try to limit that, but it's going to happen. Now, when they consume it, do they look to those individuals and are they inspired to be like them? Or do they think, yeah, that's cool, but I have the best example right here at home? Like, do they know that? Do they feel that in their heart? Because your kids will feel it. If they don't feel your love, if they don't feel you're the leader for them, if they don't feel like you're the best man for them to follow, they're not going to follow you. Kids are smart. They know. And there's going to be the seed planted that, damn, my dad, he's a half-ass motherfucker. He's fake, right? They might not use that language, but there's going to be this doubt, this seed of doubt that's born within them. You know how I know? Because I was that kid. I knew, man, from the very beginning that my dad wasn't who I needed. I just knew it. He would break promises. He drank too much. He would argue with my mom. He was a good person, but he wasn't the best man for me to follow. And as a kid, I knew that, and I gravitated towards other people. Thank God I had a couple uncles who were good examples. Okay, my Uncle Mike was a great example of a nurturing, loving, supportive man, a man who worked hard, a man who provided for us. He had other flaws though, right? So I didn't follow him to a T. I didn't follow him 100%. And because of that, I started listening to people outside of my zone of proximity, right? I started listening to people that I saw at school or people on TV. And I had to go out and learn the hard way in life because of that. So my message to you is very simple and straightforward. Men, you have to dedicate your life to being an example to your family. You have to be the man for your wife and for your children that they see each and every day that they want to be like. The man who shows up and through actions proves who he is. Not the man that's telling them what to do but not doing it in his own life. Not the man that's constantly ridiculing them or pointing fingers. Be supportive, be encouraging, but be an inspiration to the people in your life through your daily conduct. Get up early, work out, take care of your body, teach your kids things, continuously work on yourself, work on your marriage, grow together as a family, and be the leader that they need. That's what this message is about today, and I'm talking to you. If you're a man that's showing up as a lesser version of yourself, you're drinking too much, you're not being as active with your kids, you're irritable around your wife, you're watching too much TV, and you're letting these days pass you by, there's going to come a time in the future where your family doesn't believe in you. There's going to come in a time when they stop listening to you because they don't see that your actions are getting you to a place in life that you're proud of. And they're not going to want to follow that same path because they might end up like you, right? And that's the worst feeling in the world when you know that your family lost faith and trust in you. So if that's you, I want you to know that you can make a change right now to get back their confidence, to show them through your actions every day who you really are and build a real bond and connection with your family and lead them the way that you're supposed to. Let's fucking go.